I think this is a really good idea of doing this meeting.
Oh, good, Beryl. I'm glad you like the idea. Yeah, I had the idea the other day, well, last year, because I'm doing some proper investing webinars, which are paid for. But I thought, you know, we did a podcast just recently on how to live for free, and that was immediately popular. And, you know, everybody's looking for a way to save some money, get stuff for free, get stuff for cheap, you know. So I thought, right, let's get everything together. We'll do a webinar and see if, you know, people who come, you know, everybody's got their own freebies that they know. I mean, you've probably got some clever freebies that you know about that I haven't heard of, you know, that others haven't. So I thought, get everybody together, bring your own ideas as well, and we can keep doing it. Yeah. James, yes, I do have a link to the podcast actually, and in fact, you'll see if you click on chat, if everybody clicks on chat, you'll see that at the top of chat, I've put 2 links. So I'll talk about it later anyway. Sorry, I'm just trying to.
How do we find chat? Because I'm quite new to Zoom. I'm still learning.
Yeah, well, nice one, Beryl. If you put your cursor down to the bottom of the screen, the bottom of the Zoom screen, you'll see a few icons. There's mute, stop video. You might see participants, chat. Oh yes, chat. So that's it. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
If you click on that, then a little box should come up by the side somewhere. Mine comes up on the right hand side. And
right, okay.
Yeah, so you can put notes in it as yeah.
I can see it. Mm-hmm.
So I hope you can see at the top, I've put 2 links at the top. I've got one link to an article on MoneyMagpie, my website, as you know, which has got all sorts of articles and also a link to our actual podcast, or it should have a link to our podcast, actually. I'll just check. Here we go. Yes, it's got a link to the podcast there. So you've got that. However, I've also got it elsewhere. So I will put it up there. Oopsie. 2 people entered the waiting room. Oh, got 2 more coming in. That's nice. Oh, and another one. There we go. So I will just get the link to the podcast. Oh, if I can find it. Taking it off. That was clever of me. Here's Megan. It's my friend Megan. Megan Goodwin. Hello, Megan. We're getting quite a few people in. That's really nice. Hello, Megan. Nice to see you. So we've got a few people here now, which is nice. I'll leave it for a couple of minutes because a few people will be late. So, you know, I won't start for a moment. Yeah, here we go. Letting people in, because I'm doing the letting people in at the same time. See, if I were doing this right, I'd have somebody else as my coordinator, but I thought, nah, I'll do it myself. I can do it myself. It's all right.
Yeah, of course you can.
I can. Thank you, Beryl. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We can do it, can't we?
We can do it. If
so
you
now
you can do it.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, you can be my cheerleader. Oh, Paul,
okay.
You're not as shy. Hello. Good man. Opened up. It's nice to see your happy smiling faces, you know, if we can. I mean, I don't mind. Like I say, the other day I was on a meeting like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'd done my hair, was in curlers, and I thought, no, I'm just not going to have time to take the curlers out. So I said, yeah, sorry, my my camera's not working. That's what it is. So I can quite imagine that some of you that don't have your camera on got your curlers in. You got your curlers in. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. Oh, we've got some more coming. Oh, they're coming in thick and fast now, which is really fun. And I hope you come with your own freebies, because I'm here to learn as well, because I know lots of people know of clever little things, particularly online, particularly at the moment. There are all sorts of really cool things that you can get for free, you know, particularly online. People are giving stuff away. So yeah, I'm going to be making notes. I've got my pen. I'll get my pen and my notebook. So if anybody comes up with anything fab, I'm a bit old school, have my notebook here, you know. So if anybody comes up with anything cool, I shall be writing it down. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's see, it's 6:03. Should we give it another minute just in case more people want to come in? I mean, as I say, I can let them in as I talk, but it's nice to have you all here. Did you all see it on the newsletter, or was it social media, or how did you come?
On the email.
Oh, email. Oh, great. There you are. I knew you were a sensible woman when I saw you. I thought, there's a money magpie. If ever I saw one, definitely. No, glad you're on it, Beryl. Dorian, how about you? How did you find out about this event? Oh, you're muted. Sorry. This is the.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me see. Can I see you? Can you see me?
Yes, can see you.
Oh, wow. Hi, Jasmine.
Hello. You on your phone?
I'm on my phone. Yeah, I'm on my smartphone.
Excellent.
Yeah, I saw you on the email. I've been watching. I'm very, very impressed with the Money Magpie. You're doing a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad. That's why I do these webinars, see, so that I can have people going, you're doing a marvelous job. That's every now and then I think, is it all right? And, so I need people to go, yeah, you're doing fine. You're doing all right. Don't worry.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, thank you. So email, yes, I'm seeing in the chat. Oh, Instagram this morning. That was Paul. So I can see you, Paul. Yes, I know. Later on, Paul, you're going to be talking, aren't you? I can see you. You are. Hello, Beryl. Yes. Oh, fantastic. There you are, Beryl, doing the chat. That's excellent. So yeah, listen, what we're going to do, we're going to talk. I'm going to be talking, but anytime you've got questions, you can, wave your hand or use that thing at the bottom, down at the bottom, they've got oh yeah, that's it, reactions. So if you don't want to actually wave your actual hand, you could do the reaction thing. There's a clapping, well, you could do anything really. Well, raise hand, there you are. There's a thing that says raise hand down at the bottom right hand corner where it says reactions. So oh yes, thank you, Megan. Megan's got a thumbs up. Yeah, oh yes, thumbs up. Thank you, Det. That's excellent. Yes, and well, it says user. I don't know, Hazel and John. Nice. That's fine. I can see you. That's fantastic. Oh, Julia Record. How nice to see you, Julia. Julia's a constant reader of Money Magpie. Aren't you, Julia? Feel free to unmute, Julia, if you'd like to. Yes, I've known
Jasmine.
So hello, Julia.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Really looking forward to hearing from you.
Oh, well, great to have you here. It's lovely to have all of you here. So as I say, we're going to be talking about how to live for free, how to get freebies, all types of freebies. But I'm not the only one who knows them. I know that you know them too. So I'm very keen to hear your ideas as well. And if you don't understand anything, oh, thank you, can't wait, quite right. Now, I don't know who first messages, but good for you that you can't wait. That's excellent. That's nice. So do feel free to, tell me or put your hand up or whatever. If I'm slow to reply, it's because I'm looking at my script and things, because I've got a whole list of things to tell you about. So I shall start from that, but we'll get round to it, and certainly give it a go on the chat as well, and I'll get round to seeing that. Now you will see, if you have a little look at the chat, if you scroll up to the top, I'll put it on again actually later on, but I've put a couple of links there. One link is for an article that I've put together on MoneyMagpie, which is basically, it's a whole list of all our freebies articles, because we've got articles on how to get money for free, how to get food for free, how to get dental stuff for free, how to get travel for free, all sorts of things like that. So as I was putting the script together, I thought I should actually do a whole page, a whole article that you can get, that's got all the links to these, plus the link at the top, it's got a link to the podcast that we did. It came out last week, called How to Live for Free. What I did, I interviewed a guy called Deepak Taylor, who's a friend of mine, who runs Latest Free Stuff. I don't know, does anybody use any of these freebie sites? Latest Free Stuff is one of them. He was actually on Dragon's Den at one point, so you might recognize him, but he's got Latest Free Stuff. And we also had a Money Magpie who just spends his life looking for freebies and, you know, getting all sorts of freebies. So there's a link to that as well, if you haven't already heard it. So have a look at that. And then under that link, I've put a link for our newsletter, which is free and fabulous. And anybody here who's come from the newsletter will be able to tell you. Beryl, you can tell everybody, it's a fantastic newsletter, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. I look at it every time that it pops up. Okay.
Good woman. And I haven't even paid her to say that. Can you just you can tell everyone, can't you, Beryl? I haven't paid you to say that, have I? No.
I've received no brown envelopes or anything like that.
Nothing at all. No. No. Either later on. All right. Good. So I recommend that, you know, later when we finish this, and again I'll put them at the bottom of the chat at the end so that you can see it twice. It's there. And actually what I'll do is I'll just, look, I can do things like share screens. Isn't that clever? I'm going to share a screen with you so you can see what it looks like. So there's the article. It's called Live for Free, 100 ways, it's more than 101, but you know, 101 is a good number. 101 ways that you can get freebies every day. So as you can see, I've got all these links to the various articles that we have. I was really impressed by the number of articles that we've actually got all about getting freebies. It just shows how much I like freebies, because I do. So to start off, I think my main message to you, to everybody, and to myself, is there are loads of freebies out there. If you know where to look, if you do a little bit of digging, there's a lot that you can get for free, really. And I think, you know, much of the time we don't realize just how much is out there. But this is why I do these webinars and these articles, to go, look, it's just here. And I'm sure that there are more, as I say, than I've got. So firstly, do have a look on, you know, after this, do have a look at that link, because you'll see the podcast. And the first section of this, and by the way, I don't like PowerPoint, particularly on Zoom. So I've done my own PowerPoint, which is, can you read it?
Yep.
This is my PowerPoint, all right? So this whole first section is about how to get free, all sorts of types of things for free, because we're gonna talk about how to get free food, as I say, free travel, free money. But to start off with, I thought I'd just go talk about freebies generally, where you can generally get freebies. And the first thing that I would say is competitions. Now, how many, put up your hand or you know, wiggle something if you do competitions. Do you do competitions regularly? Anybody do competitions? Because if you, oh yes, Det, I can see you, thank you, that's nice to see your one. And anybody else? Oh yes, and Hazel, yeah. So competitions, and there are a zillion of them if you can be bothered. Now, not everybody can, and I have to say I don't do them very much myself. Used to do them occasionally, but what I do now is I actually set them up. So on MoneyMagpie, for example, we have new competitions every day. And you can win all sorts of things. You've got, you know, money, vouchers, you can get homeware, technology, all kinds of things. And there are competitions across the net, you know, always competitions. If you're interested, just use the hashtag competition or comp, freebie, those kinds of things on Twitter, on Instagram, loads on Instagram. I mean, trust me, I run some, and so does MoneyMagpie on Instagram. Facebook, absolutely loads of them. So you put comps, competitions, you know, hashtag, all of those hashtags, you'll get a whole list of them. It does mean potentially you could get spammed. So with these and with freebie sites, I always recommend that you set up a separate email address. So it might be a Yahoo one, or I don't know, Gmail, or, you know, MSN, one of those. And you only use that one for all your competition and freebies emails, because there's going to be a lot of junk that comes quite often. You wouldn't get it from us, oh no, but from other people, yes, possibly. And if you do get into it, there are lots of websites that are good for competitions. And again, we've got those on the website. Loquax, the Prize Finder, Money Saving Experts Forums has a whole competition section. Actually, latest deals and latest free stuff, they have them. And then there's an interesting website. I don't know if anybody's seen Pick My Postcode. Has anybody seen Pick My Postcode? Do you know that one? Pick My Postcode is actually run by a friend of mine, Chris. Yes, Detta, you've seen it. And it's a clever idea, if you can be bothered, because basically what he's done, you sign up, all you do is put your email address and your postcode in. And every day they come up with a new postcode. So every day at about like 3 o'clock or whatever in the afternoon, they come up with the winning postcode. You only get the prize if you go on, if you have to actually ask for the prize. They won't just send it to you. So the idea is it forces you to go on the site every day. So you have to, so basically it's instant traffic. And oh, who says, oh, Det, you never win. I know, I'm like that as well. But try, you know, if you, as I say, if you can be bothered, they actually have prizes of like, I think it's about £1,000 per prize now. It started off £10 when he was first doing it, but they have so much traffic now that they can actually afford this through the advertising. So they get lots and lots of advertising because their traffic is so high, because they force people onto it every day. So if you can be bothered to just go on every day, check and see if it's your postcode, potentially you actually can win £1,000, which I think is just such a clever idea. And they've got lots of other competitions and prizes and things on it now. That's what they did. So another thing to consider is whole Freebies sites. Does anybody use Freebies sites regularly? Because there are quite a lot of them. I have to say, you know, they're a mixed bag. They are a mixed bag. Now, the reason I had Deepak Taylor on our podcast, and he runs Latest Free Stuff, is that Latest Free Stuff, I think, is probably the cleanest and the best. I mean, I'm biased because I know Deepak from, I don't know, networking or something, I don't know what. But even there, then you do get quite a lot of junk with it. So if you really are into freebies, you really can get some good freebies every now and then. I mean, like, you know, free chocolate, suddenly they'll get a free Mars bar or a free book. You know, there are solid things that you can get. Free tea, I've seen, you know, all sorts of things. But there's also quite a lot here and there that's, you think, really, is that free? Really, you know, is that really worth it? So again, it's a bit of time. It's one of those things, if you're really into freebies, have a look on a daily basis or every couple of days, just go have a look at a few of them. So there's Latest Free Stuff, there's freestuff.co.uk, and Latest Deals. Those are ones that I think are all right. There's a whole load of others as well. So if you put Freebies Site UK into your search bar, you'll come up with all sorts. And after a while, you kind of get to see, sometimes you get to see the same freebies on all of them. And you get to see which ones are genuinely giving you freebies and which are actually just junk, to be honest. So it's worth having a look at those. Again, if you're going to sign up for it, use, you know, your secondary email so that any of the junk goes to that. Another thing that I am big fan of when it comes to just general freebies, and I use these ones myself quite regularly, is the freebie sites that are basically secondhand goods. So freecycle.org, for example. Does anybody use freecycle.org? Yeah, you do, Megan. Yes, and you do, Beryl. I've used it. I've given away so much stuff. It's brilliant. You know, the idea of freecycle.org is to keep stuff out of landfill. That's the point. So literally, I've given away television, sofa, chairs, electric bits and pieces of clothes, towels, all sorts of, yeah, so exactly. So is it now this is its fish message saying Freecycle is amazing. It totally is amazing. It really is. I've actually had a wonderful sofa, from a really posh sofa, and there was somebody who came around to pick something up, I can't remember what, and he said he used Freecycle all the time, and like there was one time he needed a tile cutter, and he got a tile cutter for free through Freecycle. And then once he cut his tiles, he then put it back on Freecycle, and somebody else had it. And I think, you know, that's a perfect way to run our economy, frankly. You know, you've got stuff, you can't be bothered having it anymore. You give it to somebody else who needs it, and then they hand it on to, you know, it makes perfect sense. So I honestly think that you can actually you can furnish your home, frankly, with freecycle.org, Gumtree free stuff. If you ever look on Gumtree, they've got a free stuff section, you know, just look at the ones near you. Again, all sorts of things, beds, sofas, clothes, kids' toys, all sorts of things. Pre-loved, they also have a free part there. Also Facebook groups. And I don't know if you've been on, if you've joined up to nextdoor.com. Yeah, you are, Megan, you're on Nextdoor, yes. And you're, now it says tropical comedian. Yeah, topical comedian. Peter, hello, you're a topical comedian.
I am.
Yeah, it's kind of, that's just saying it. Good for you. Nice to see you, Peter. So yeah, exactly. I do think that these freebie sites, they do what they say they'll do. They keep stuff out of landfill, and it means that people like, you know, I was going to say people like us, like anyone can either get rid of stuff for free, or actually get things for free. You know, because that's the other thing. I mean, I've had just recently, I gave away a mattress. Now, if I hadn't managed to give it away, it was relatively new, but I didn't have anywhere to store it. I would have had to pay the council to come and take it away. So, you know, it's actually, even if you're giving things away, it's really handy, as well as receiving things. Any ideas, by the way? Any notes? Has anybody got any thoughts on anything I've said? Have you got any other websites you could suggest on any of those? Peter, what have you got?
You're probably going to mention it later on for food, but Olio is great for food and also for non-food.
Oh, good point. No, that's very good. Yes, because I was going to mention it under food, but I'd forgotten. You're right. They because they've got such a good network now. They're actually doing other stuff as well. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, thanks for. Oh yes, I will add that actually, because yes, I've had a few press releases from them about that, and I thought, oh, clever. Yeah, why not? Once you've got the network, you can do other things with it.
Yeah.
So on a similar note, and you don't need an app or anything for this, another way to get stuff for free is to have a swap shop with friends. Now, I have done this in the past. Hello, Doreen, or Desreen, is that Desreen? I can see, yes, nice to see you, Desreen. Nice to see people with their cameras on. Nice to see your happy smiling faces, as I say. So have a swap shop with friends. As I say, I've done this. It helps to have friends who are roughly the same size as you, if possible. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly, roughly. You know, bring the clothes you don't want, bring the accessories. Being a lady of a lady persuasion, I had, you know, various friends bringing makeup that they've sort of used a bit. You can't, posh makeup actually that you've used a bit, you can sell on eBay, but it's a bit harder. So it's better really to bring it over to swap. And so that was actually quite good, you know, because if you are a woman, you probably do have a whole box of makeup that's slightly used and you realize completely the wrong color. It's just sitting there. So, you know, that's a nice way to do it. So swap shops with your friends once, you know, of course, we're allowed to. That's a great way of getting freebies. And also, again, this is something I do with, sorry, who was that? Somebody was saying something. No, okay, sorry. I thought it was some clever idea. Swapping food with neighbours. I bet you already do this, but with my neighbours, if one, back in the day when we used to go on holiday, I don't know if you remember those times, you know, travel. So I have a few neighbours where if you go away, we'll give my neighbours what you've got in the fridge, you know. And then every now and then, you know, we'll have a clear out of what we've got in our kitchen. You know, you get all this stuff in your kitchen cupboards. Have a bit of a swap, you know, just suggest that you all swap stuff that you've got in your cupboards. And also, if you've got a garden, which I sort of have, I've sort of got a patio. I call it my garden. It's patio, really. It's patio. Actually, it's a balcony, but you know, hey, who's splitting hairs? Swapping cuttings and seeds with neighbours. I think that this is a great way to increase your garden. And you know, people who are good gardeners know how to take cuttings of things, which is a really good one. Swapping also your skills. Has anybody joined a Let's group before? A local exchange trading scheme? So you want to know about Let's? These are quite interesting. Have a look up Let's, local exchange trading schemes. There's one in Lewes in Sussex, and I think there's one in Bristol that I'm aware of. In fact, I think it's Bristol where they have something called Beaks, because it's based in a place called Beak Street. So with the Let's organization, people swap skills and you kind of get points. So as I say, in this Bristol one, they call them beaks. So one person might come and put shelves up for you, and they might get 20 beaks for that. And then they'd use that to get somebody else to do some babysitting for them. And that might be another 10 beaks or something. And then you might do some cooking for somebody else or this sort of thing. So there's no money that changes hands, it's points. And this, I think, is quite a nice way of doing. I mean, it's the ancient way of bartering, basically. You know, this is real proper, if you like, you know, economy, the old economy, where we just share things, share our skills, bartering what you can do for what I can do. So it's the website is called Let's Link UK. So if you're interested in having a look at that, take a look at Let's Link UK. We've actually got an article about it on MoneyMagpie as well, so that's worth considering. And then finally, in my free everything section, this is my free everything section, PowerPoint, thank you, is mystery shopping. Has anybody done mystery shopping? Because I've done mystery shopping. Yes, you've done some, Peter. Anybody else done mystery shopping?
Do mystery dining.
Mystery dining, really? Oh, nice. Yes, exactly. That's good, Beryl. Yeah, that's what I've done as well. It's really good. It's actually harder to get in now than it used to be when I did it. I used to do it, I don't know, about 10, 15 years ago. It was great. I used to get phoned up, but I belonged to TNS Global. Again, if you have a look on MoneyMagpie, we've got a whole article about mystery shopping. And in that article, I've got a link to there. It links to the mystery shopping article as well. And I belonged to TNS Global, and they did, at the time, they did Pret-a-Manger, and they would ring me up once a month or so and go, would you mind having some sandwiches this year, this month? And I'd be like, yes, all right, I'll do that. So I got like this whole tray, you know, it's not just a packet, you get a whole tray of sandwiches. I got 25 quid, you know, back at that in the day, that was a tray of sandwiches plus a few cakes and things, and it would be delivered, and it was like, and I'd share them with, you know, people around me, and then you just type up, you know, that it says, did they turn up on time, were they pleasant, did they, you know, what were the sandwiches like, blah blah blah. And I'm quite an opinionated person, so if you're an opinionated person and you like freebies, then mystery shopping is great. I also did some restaurants like you, Beryl. I did restaurants, and again, you know, it's actually quite fun to think, I'm getting this for free and I get to complain online. Brilliant. Or tell them how marvelous they were, whatever. I have other friends who've done supermarkets. What have you done, Peter? You'll have to unmute yourself. Which
I've mainly done it through my employer. Well, I work for like a field marketing agency, and we had a big contract with Heineken for like 5 years. It wasn't like every week.
Right.
It was like, it would be like they'd give me 25 pubs in my area, and I had to go and do those pubs in 25 days. And we'd go in, we'd buy a pint of Heineken, a soft drink, 2 main meals. So I had to take a friend. The idea was that one of you is going to drink, one of you is not going to drink. You're driving, but because it's central London, that wasn't really an issue. And at the end, you have a coffee, which kind of gives you away that you're a mystery shopper, because it was a bit like, oh God, you know, some of them like were onto you, you know. Others
really?
And it was all about the way they poured the Heineken, and because Heineken owned 50% of the pubs as well through they're one of their franchises, their chains. It was all about the way they pour the Heineken. Was it presented to you properly? Was it like the logo facing you? And
yes.
And then was the meal presented in well? Did it look well? Did they give you the cutlery? Did they come and ask you within 30 seconds, is the meal okay? All that. It was a lot of questions. There was a lot of questions,
yeah.
A lot of questions, but you know, like we got free meal. I used to take friends out or dates out, and then go on and do a comedy gig straight afterwards.
Excellent.
And, but it was like 25 days, 25 pubs. It was intense, and it was like at the end of it, you go, oh, God, please let it finish. Let it finish.
Oh,
And then
not
the next
another
day,
pub.
and then the next day, like you got to pay for your own food or eat your own food. It's like, oh, I wish I could do another one. You know.
Yes,
It would've-
yes, exactly.
It would have been a perfect job if it was just like I could do one or
Every
two a
other.
week,
Yes,
the whole year throughout, and I could spread them out. But it was
Spread 'em
25
out.
to 25 days, and then you had to get like a friend to come with you, and then a friend didn't turn up. They let
yes.
you
You
down
do-
for a reason. So that was,
Oh,
but that
no.
was all through my agency rather than a proper job. So like people in the
Yes.
group wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. Like they could sign up for the agency, field
Well,
marketing agency.
exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
and thank you. That's brilliant, Peter. Exactly. So you do have to do a bit of work, you know. So it's free, but it's sort of, you know, free and not free kind of thing. So yeah, definitely. I used to get that.
I've done at all.
Sorry,
Sorry, Natasha. Can I say something? Hi, fish messages, Natasha. I've done a lot. I've had free gym mystery shoppers. I've had free gym membership.
Wow.
Couple of free products, a couple of like boots and stuff. And then you know you got like the coffee ones and stuff like that. Pret a Manger, like you said.
Pizza Express. Did you do that? I did.
I haven't done Pizza Express. I've had lots of free meals.
Nice.
And then yeah, there's lots of gym ones as well that you can do, and even if
That's
you get like you can get day passes to gyms and stuff. But I can't remember, but I've done loads of Freecycle ones.
Oh, nice one. And which agency did you belong to?
They're called Pro Insight.
Oh, interesting. I haven't heard of that one. Oh, I'm assuming
Yeah,
they're good. Pro Insight.
Yeah, they are good.
You
Pro
mentioned-
Insight, and another good one is, I can't remember what they're called now. I'll try and remember and put in the chat. Don't take up too much time. But yeah, Pro Insight, I've done loads.
That's really good. Yes, because the downside with this is that there are a lot of really dodgy websites purporting to be mystery shopping. So you have to be really careful. So I mean, obviously I would say this, but do have a look on my site on in the article, because we've got some agencies that we know are pucker. You should never ever pay to join an agency. They will need your bank details or PayPal details to actually pay you. That's fine, but you shouldn't have to pay them. And so it is important to only go with one of the pucker ones. There's JFK. There's one called mysteryshopping.com. So it does what it says on the tin. As I say, TNS Global. So yours, Natasha, that sounds good. Pro Insight.
Obviously, sorry, it's quite difficult now because of lockdown, but Pro Insight, they've started to do some online stuff as well.
Oh, good.
And yeah, like you can do telephone ones and stuff like that, and kind of like do stuff on maybe like check out stuff on websites and stuff. Had
Cool.
some view-ins, which has been,
What was it?
I don't know, view-ins, but it's not really free, is it? It's just nice seeing nice places sometimes. But yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So actually going and having a look at somebody's flat or something.
No, it's flat places for sale, but
Yeah.
I suppose that's not getting anything free. It's just the experience and getting paid
Nice.
for it.
Yeah, and getting paid for it, exactly. So yeah, mystery shopping is a great way of getting freebies. I think because they tend to give you a certain amount for the food, and then they give you a bit like to do it, you know, maybe an extra $5 or something. And what I used to do, I just used the whole amount to get as much food as I could. Basically, that was my interest. So that's the free everything section that I thought I'd start off with. And our second section, PowerPoint at the ready, is free money. Who doesn't want free money? And it's out there. It genuinely is out there. This is one that I spend a lot of time looking for, as you can imagine, free money. So first of all, and this is kind of little bit, you know, a sneaky, it's kind of free money, kind of not. Basically finding lost money. So it is your money that you have, but you just completely forgotten that you had it, which frankly feels like getting free money. Because for a start, you might have savings accounts, or indeed you might have inherited savings accounts that you don't know about. So if you go to mylostaccount.org.uk and fill in the details, you'll want your name, address, ideally former addresses, ideally probably national insurance number, whatever. And then they will actually look through your history to see which accounts you've had. Now, when they send it to you, you might think, yeah, I know that one, know that one, know that one. So you might already know it, but it's kind of worth doing because you might have forgotten about, I don't know, a post office account that you had when you were a kid, or because these sit around. There are millions of pounds in just dormant accounts around the country, millions and millions of pounds just sitting there, and some of it could be yours, so you might as well have it. Similarly, there is something called the Unclaimed Assets Register. It's run by the credit agency Experian, and that could be all sorts of things. That could be investments, it could be savings accounts, but it could be other investments as well. So it's worth putting not only your name, address, etc., but maybe if you've recently lost a family member who put you in their will, they might have forgotten about assets that they had. You know, it's worth putting their details in as well, so to see what there is possibly there. Possibly, though, my favorite way of getting free money, because it's a bit bonkers, is accessing one of the completely mad grants that are around. There are actually thousands of grants up for grabs in this country every year, because there are all sorts of, well, many times quite obscure grant making bodies for things like, you know, hairdressers, people who run special food trucks, plumbers, all sorts, vegetarians, people who are very short, people who live in a town in Suffolk, you know, all sorts of really specific grant making bodies. And I remember when I used to work in our local library, occasionally I'd see this big thick book, like this thick, big thick book. Yeah, you see, about the grant making bodies. Have you seen that, Beryl?
Yes,
big, yes.
I actually thumb through it quite a lot, because
Yes.
I work for a lot of charities, and so it's useful to be able to pass on that knowledge to them.
Oh, very good point. Yes, because of course there's money going for charities. A quick way to do it, if you obviously the library's closed at the moment, but even if you can't be bothered doing what you've done, Beryl, and actually thumbing through it, is to go to the website turntous.org.uk. So turn number 2 us.org.uk. As I say, it's all on the website. It's all in that, you know, our various freebies articles. Turn to Us actually have been extremely busy. You wouldn't, yeah, of course, over the last year or so, but they have access lists of all these amazing grant making bodies. They have grants themselves, actually, although I know last year they were cleaned out. I don't know if how well they're doing this year. I'm usually with these sort of things that they're renewed each year, so I'm hoping that Turn to Us has got some more. But they've got access to other really special grants, like, for example, the Provision Trade Charity. So the Provision Trade Charity, it gives one-off quarterly grants to people in need in the provisions trade. So this is if you work in bacon, pork, canned meat, canned fish, and dairy products. So that sort of one-off grants, if you've got, you know, if you need home improvements or something. There's the National Caravan Council Benevolent Fund. So this is for anybody who currently works or has worked in the caravan industry, could be, you know, manufacturing or residential parks. There's the Vegetarian Charity. Anyone here vegetarian? Vegetarian and under 25? No, okay. Oh, interesting. Meat eaters. Okay. So if you're vegetarian or vegan and under 25, you can have a one-off grant of up to £500 for all sorts of things. And this is one of my favorites. This one, Scots Care. So Scots Care provides welfare grants to help Scottish people, Scots, their widows and children who are in need. Sounds perfectly fine. Then it goes on. And who have lived within a 35-mile radius of Charing Cross, London, for a minimum of 2 years. Couldn't get much more specific than that, could you? So if you or anyone you know is Scot and has been living within a 35-mile radius of Charing Cross, London, you could get grants to provide funds for anything from household appliances to children's clothing or even family respite holidays. Not bad, eh? The Drinks Trust, if you've been working, I mean, this would be good for you, Peter. Anybody who works or has worked previously in the UK drinks industry, it could be brewery, bar, distillery, vineyard, off-license, trade press, publication, warehouse, or an in-office based role at a company producing, distributing or marketing alcohol. So, there's money there if you need it. So this, I think, is just a great way of getting money. So if you're on your uppers a bit or just struggling a little bit, it's been a tough time for a lot of people. There are these grant making bodies, and if you can make an argument for it, say, I need this because there's free money there. Has anybody heard, Beryl, can you think of any unusual grant making bodies that you've come across?
I can't remember the name of it, but usually, again, within your local community, there is an organization which will help, again, people with their heating costs.
Nice. That's, yes. And actually another thing to be aware of, and this is particularly during the sort of the lockdowns, is that local councils have had hardship grants on offer. They used to do it anyway, and then it kind of fizzled out, surprise, surprise. But quite a lot of local councils have extra money, particularly if you fall between two stools, you're not getting furloughed, and for whatever reason you're not getting universal credit, you can go to your local council. It does depend on your local council. That's the only thing. It's not definite, but a lot of them do have the money. If it hasn't run out, they can give you some money for, hardship grant essentially, and it's money that's given. You don't have to give it back. So that's definitely worth knowing about, I think. Another quick thing to do is to claim energy credit back. So if you've been paying for your gas and electricity on a direct debit, and they're quite happy to keep taking it, and you might suddenly see, I'm about 150 quid in credit. I found that a little while ago, and I said, can I have my money back? Can I? And they went, oh, yeah, all right then. Yeah. So suddenly you've got an extra 150 quid that you've forgotten you had or didn't know you were owed. Obviously there's benefits, and what I recommend you do, again, if you're not sure if there are some benefits that you could be having, you could actually go again onto turntous.org.uk or entitled to, so entitled2.co.uk. They've both got benefits calculators, and you can find out if there are all sorts of benefits there that you could be having. Oh, I've just seen some lovely messages on chat. Thank you so much for putting that. Now I'm just seeing this from, this must be you, Beryl. Check out Smart or Click Smart for food for free. That's really good to have a look. Do have a look at the chats. People are putting some really good chats here. You got a free treadmill. Peter, you got a free treadmill. Well done, from Gumtree. That's fantastic. And Penny said, yes, pre-loved, exactly. Market Force, is that so? That sounds like a mystery shopping one, which is interesting. Yeah, like it. Yes. Oh, someone sent you a fake check. A market research mystery shopping sent you a fake check. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. There are some dodgy people out there, really dodgy people. Somebody's used Turn to Us. So Detta, you've used Turn to Us. Yeah, they are good, aren't they? Paul, as a director of my local, like, hello, Paul. It's just, I know, it's just shy. You're going to unmute yourself at some point. I know you are. So as a director of my local bowls club, we've been seeking out many grants for sports clubs that have kept us going whilst closed. Good. We hope to be able to access solar panel grants later. Yes, that's a nice one. Gosh, if you could, that would be really good, because there certainly are. So can I repeat the grants for vegans? I missed it. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I am talking fast. Shall I talk slower? I've got pages of stuff. We're going to be here all night, but yes. So the vegan one, it's the vegetarian charity. It's called. Again, it'll be on Turn to Us, but the vegetarian charity, they're the ones that offer grants of up to £500 if you're vegetarian or vegan and aged under 25. So yeah, I love that one. Free, I've put here, free money from your employer. If you're employed, well done. I've never been employed. I'm basically unemployable. I've always been freelance. So I've never had access to a company pension. If you have access to a company pension, grab it with both hands, put as much in as you can so that your employer will match it. That is free money. Just do not pass go, do not collect 100, just go and go for it, just do it. That's the end of my shouting session. You can also get paid to do what you're doing anyway and surf the web. So this is basically doing nothing new, nothing out of the ordinary. And there are these two companies, Ipsos, which I'm sure you've heard of, and Nielsen. They're both research companies, Ipsos and Nielsen. They do surveys, lots and lots of surveys. And they run incentive programs where they collect your apparently anonymous, I say apparently, never 100% sure how anonymous this data is anyway. So they collect your anonymous web surfing behavior and they pay you for the privilege. So so what happens, and again, if you go on to MoneyMagpie and put Ipsos or Nielsen, and have a look at the articles that are on that web page that I mentioned, it'll tell you install the Ipsos or Nielsen app on your phone or your website, whatever you use, your laptop. I use a laptop mostly. And then you just, browse as normal. You don't have to do it all the time. Just do it as it comes. And then once a month or so, you get some cash going, thanks for surfing the web. Here's some money. We've got your information now. So that's nice, isn't it? I've just seen, so now who's put this? So data, yes, focus groups. Oh, yes. And good survey sites can add over 6 months. Yeah, I'm a big fan of focus groups. Now, I hadn't mentioned focus groups because it's kind of more like earning, but they are. Has anybody here done focus groups? Where you actually you've done it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've done focus groups. I love them. I haven't done them for years, but yes, topical comedian Peter. Yes, you've done them.
Yeah, sorry, my camera's gone. I don't know why. I've done a few for through market research companies a few years ago. Not done one for a while.
Yeah.
Like Paddy Power about their website. We went to a room in a building in Hatton Garden, and they went through their website and their offers and all that. Just to get a feel of how it works. Yeah, not done one recently.
It's really good, isn't it? I mean, there was one I went to, when I was doing it, you'd get sort of like 50-60 pounds cash in hand.
Yeah.
In an envelope.
Yeah.
And
I've done focus groups. I found them really good, and like you said, the money's good, but I find them difficult to get onto.
Yeah, I think again, there's more and more competition now. It's like mystery shopping. I've found mystery shopping agencies are much harder to get into now than they were when I was doing them. They ask you all sorts of questions. I didn't get them right. I couldn't get on. I was like, oh, they're not having me now. But yeah, focus groups are harder to get into, but they are great. They give you free food and drink. They ask you, as you say, Peter, I mean, it could be anything. I got asked about those storyboarding some advert, and they wanted to know what we thought. Another one I went to, I got there just like a minute before whatever it was, 6 o'clock. It's usually in the evenings, and it was something to do with electric blankets. Can't remember what. And they met me at the door and said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, we're actually full. Do you mind if we pay you anyway?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. That's fine." So you can get the money, and as I say, cash.
They're very specific, though. They are very specific, because sometimes I've been invited to look at a couple of sort of market research, and then at the end it'll come up and say, sorry, you have not been a match this time. So I think sometimes it depends on whether kind of like you fit the match. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, they are, as you say, very specific. I remember getting requests like men over 45 who own a Mercedes, and I thought, I don't know how many men over 45 who own a Mercedes would actually want to do a focus group, or and then, or they'd want females, single females under 25 with greasy hair, or it's that kind of thing. So yeah, it does rather depend on the actual product that they're wanting to do. I'm just seeing something here from you have to be consistent at so now Rajat, you were saying you can't get any money from Ipsos. You are surfing the web. Okay, yes, I'm not sure about that. I'd give them a call and go, where's my money? Where's my money, people? That's good to know, actually. Another way to get free money, of course, and I'm sure many of you do this, is to use cashback sites like Top Cashback and Quidco. Those are the two main ones, honestly. There are a few other, small ones, but we don't bother with any of them other than Top Cashback and Quidco. Does anybody use those cashback sites? Yeah,
I like to do the competition when they have the hummingbird.
Oh no, with the cupcakes. Oh, nice. Yes. So cashback sites are good for, if you're going to buy something, you might as well get money back for it. So basically they get paid commissions when you use their site to buy whatever it's. So they share that commission with you. That's how cashback sites work. Again, they do use your data. And this is something to be aware of. A lot of things that are free, they are free and they will give you money, but I think increasingly we need to know what we're giving away, and quite often it is our data. Quite a lot of people are quite happy with that, but I think gradually we're beginning to be aware of the importance of our data. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It's kind of free, but it may not be if you have to give out lots of information about yourself. Another way to get free money is to invest. Does anybody know about the Help to Save scheme? This is a government scheme that's helping if you're on benefits, if you're on a low income, you're on benefits. But there's a special savings account called Help to Save, and if you can put up to £50 a month in it, and then the government actually gives you extra money. So you don't just get interest on it, you get definite amounts of money. You get a bonus of about 50, like half of your total savings of the highest amount saved in that year. So it's way better than ordinary savings accounts, way better. It's really worth it. Is that you, Det? Have you got the help doing the Help to Save? Because I think it's a phenomenal deal. If you can, excellent. So Detta here is saying it's really, really good. If you are, on benefits or anything, if you can save like a tenner a month, the government will add in 50% of the amount that you've saved through the year, which is, you can barely get 1% on most accounts now. We're talking 50%. 50% added into your account. So if you are, just have a little look. If you're on universal credit, if you're on benefits, etc., have a look at Help to Save. It's a really good deal. While it's there, it's a really good deal. Now, another way, I think this is my final bit under money, free money. Anybody got any other ideas, by the way, before I finish the free money section? You got any money ones? I don't want to stop your flow. I don't want to stop you. If you want to say something, you tell us. We want to hear it. It's very, very good. Just put your hand up. Go, Jasmine, me. It's referral schemes. Now, there are loads of companies, it's so many, I can't put a list of them, but it's a really good idea to just look out if you like something. For example, I'm just thinking the latest one I have done is Coinbase. I'm a bit of a cryptocurrency fan. I like to buy cryptocurrencies. I do it on a website called Coinbase, and they say if you refer a friend, you get X amount of Bitcoin. I'm like, okay. A lot of the others I don't really bother with, but if there's a company, it could be the AA, it could be your energy provider, it could be Virgin, they all, loads of them do referral schemes. It's not always a huge amount of money, but if you genuinely like the service and you genuinely think your friend down the street would like it, well, why not get some, refer them, get a bit of cash back. Now I'm going to have a
Hi, Jasmine.
Hello.
There's a website that I've found that deals with your old currency. So if you've got kind of old euros, that obviously we can't use at the moment because we can't go anywhere. Any old coin, even if it's kind of pre-decimal stuff as well.
Really, coins as well?
Yes. I've had like a coin that was a sort of commemorative one, and they'll take that as well. So I'll find the link and I'll pop it in the chat.
Oh, do thank you. That's really good, because actually, now that you've said that, Hazel, I do. There's one that I've seen recently, but they don't take coins; they only take notes, and that's called Bidwedge, bidwedge.com, I think. So if you've got, like, you know, Thai bahts or zloty or euros or dollars, I mean, you know, if you think I'm never going back to America, you've got $20, you know, in your drawer, you just put it on and you can send, they give you a label, you send it off and they stick money in your PayPal account or in your account, whichever. So that's quite a nice one. And
I think they take anything, notes and coin, and, you know, really tiny amounts. So if you've got lots of bits,
yeah,
it will come up to something. So it's
nice.
worth a go.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I don't know, you know, anybody who's been on MoneyMagpie a few times, you know, that we run a clear out for cash campaign sort of once a year, and that's one of those things, you know, it's those bits of old money, and you've got a 10 something or other note and whatever, and it's just at the back of a drawer. You think, well, what am I going to do with that? And if you take it to the bank, you might as well not, because they're going to charge you so much. So it is a really good idea to find places that you can actually get some genuine folding proper money, you know, proper actual pounds for that. So yeah, nice one. If you find that, Hazel, let us know. That would be great. Thank you for that. So PowerPoint, free travel, travel, yay.
Yeah.
It's I have to say I haven't got a huge amount in this one. I hope you've got your cups of tea. Golly, I've nearly done an hour. I thought, oh, this will be an hour. It's going to be a bit longer. So if you need to leave, don't worry about me. I won't cry very much. It's okay. I understand. So free travel. Now, my big one in this one, and when we were allowed to travel, I used to do this a lot, and I will go back to it. Oh, I will, once we're allowed to go somewhere. House swapping. I'm a huge fan of house swapping. There are a few websites. The one I use or have used was homeexchange.com, but there's also Love Home Swap, houseswap.com. There are a few of them around, so, you know, do have a look. It's an American thing originally, and I remember meeting some people in a party years ago who this is before the internet really. We had magazines, we had sort of catalogs, and they'd all sort of be phoning each other and writing to each other. So I actually swap on a annual basis with a lady in Boston, because I have a meeting in Boston in Massachusetts in America every year. And it's really expensive. The hotel's really expensive. So I went on homeexchange.com, and I found her, and she said, well, I'm not actually swapping at the time you want to do it, but I've got a spare room. Do you want to stay there? And I was like, great, you know, for free. So I went and stayed there. Then in the summer, she would swap with a couple in Paris, as you do, for 6 weeks. So they had a daughter in Boston. She likes Paris. So they swap for 6 weeks. And while she's there, she gets on the Eurostar, comes here, uses my flat. I've only got a one-bed flat, so I get out my flat. She has that for a week, and then she put me in touch with the people in Paris. So I swap with them. You know, they want to come to London, I want to go to Paris. It's brilliant. So if you happen to have a place, it isn't right for everyone. I keep telling my brother, he says, I don't want people going through my sock drawer, and I go, I wouldn't go through your sock drawer. And frankly, I think most people you'd swap with wouldn't be interested in your sock drawer. So some people, like my brother, are like, oh no, I wouldn't do that. Me, you can go through my sock drawer. Honest, there's nothing very exciting in there apart from holes. So if obviously you have to pay for your travel, you know, those bits, but basically it's a free hotel room, and you've got a kitchen, you've got a bathroom, and, you know, quite often there are some where they go, do you want to use our car? Do you want to use our boat? You know, so it's pretty impressive way. It's like that film. Do you see that film with Cameron Diaz, you know, The Holiday? So yeah, I mean, you never know. You might meet Jude Law, might not. I haven't. I've been looking, but, you know, haven't yet. And then the other little thing in free travel at the moment, because I haven't got as I say, I haven't got a lot on this one, and I'm interested to hear anybody else's. Free car rides with Blablacar. So blah blah, as in blah blah, BLA car, Blablacar. It's basically car sharing. And whoever you share with. So if you've got a car and you're driving somewhere, you know, on a regular basis, you might as well have somebody else there paying for your petrol. And so essentially that's sort of like free trips because they're paying your petrol, or other way round, you join in with somebody else, pay their petrol, and that's massively cheaper than getting a taxi or train or whatever. So again, and it, you know, it's keeps more cars off the road, so that's got to be a pretty good thing. Anybody else got anything they want to tell us about with free travel? Anything exciting? No, don't worry if you haven't, because golly, we've still got more. I haven't even started on free food. Free food. Who doesn't like free food? Free food, that's one of the best. Free money, free food, for me, tops. That's what I like. As Peter mentioned, Olio, brilliant app. It is a really good app because it lets you know about people near you and cafes and restaurants near you that have food to chuck out. And I don't know about you, but I was brought up never to waste food. You never waste food. Exactly. Yes, exactly, Paul. I can see you nodding. You do not waste food. I hate food waste, cannot bear it. So I was thrilled when I saw this particular app, because, you know, I mean, you can use it if you yourself have got, I don't know, maybe you've got apples in your orchard, you know, and you've got like loads and loads of apples, and you can put it on, I've got boxes of apples, who wants apples? So you're feeding people in the local area, and of course cafes and restaurants which have to over order, they can say, look, I've got this, don't want to put it in the bin, come and get it. Similarly, Too Good To Go, that's another really good app. Do you know that one, Peter? Have you used that one?
Which one, sorry?
Too Good To Go.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't used it as much. I had a lot of problem with storage on my phone because I was at comedy videos, so I got rid of it. But I have used it in the past, or I've looked at it in the past. I've had friends talking about it. Yeah,
it's
but
good.
Is it not like more half price stuff than?
It kind of is. Yes, it is more half price, as you say. It's near to closing time. Sometimes it's free, but more often, to be fair, it's just really cheap. So, I mean, you know, according to what I've seen, you can get really good quality food for, you know, 2 or 3 quid. I suspect it's going to be more once things open up. I suspect the restaurants are going to be more expensive. I was saying this to a friend today.
Yeah.
I really think so, but there we are. Also, there's a website called Falling Fruit, and this has maps with where there are wild growing plants around cities. So, you know, where you can actually go and pick plums, apples, herbs, strawberries, all sorts of things that, you know, anybody could pick. Obviously there's blackberries. I'm a big fan of blackberry picking, love it. And they're all over the place. But this actually shows you where you could potentially go, you know, I mean, plums and apples, that's pretty good. There's also a website called Fergus the Forager. Similarly, you know, he tells you where to go to forage for food. You know, I mean, obviously mushrooms. I've never foraged for mushrooms. I don't trust myself. I don't know what's real, you know, what's a proper mushroom, what's a toadstool. But apparently Fergus the Forager shows you. And KeltNet. Now that's an interesting. Now I've written this one down, but I haven't actually looked at this. But apparently it has a lot of wild food recipes and a handy guide to edible wild foods. I really would like to do one of those sort of walks, woodland walks, where you have somebody who really knows. He goes, that one you can eat, that one you can't. Don't touch that one. That one's nice. You know, that would be really good to know. Mind you, even if I did that, I probably still wouldn't trust myself. I'd have to, you know, get somebody else who really knows, a real woodlander who really, really does know. That would be a good one. Anybody else got any ideas for free food? No? In that case, well, of course, actually, mystery shopping, we've already gone through that. That's another one to do it. Free entertainment. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, just reduce food on the free food. Reduce, it's not free, but you can get really cheap stuff if you go late. When they do like 3rd sticker, 4th sticker, and you can get 75% off or more sometimes. You know, I've gone home with chicken for 20p. So
excellent. Where's that? Just supermarkets generally.
Sainsbury's. Yeah, supermarkets.
Yes, yes. Good idea. I tell you, I mean, one thing I've got here, and I thought, oh no, I won't mention, but I will mention it because I don't know, has anybody ever done any freeganism? I'm a big fan of the idea of being a freegan, but I'm not sure if you actually can do it. It's sort of a little, I think it's illegal. I don't think it shouldn't be illegal, but I think it can be. Basically, this is a few years ago, I came across people who were dumpster divers, basically. So they'd go behind, Tesco's or Sainsbury's or whatever, and there'd be these great big dumps, and they'd put all the food in. So the stuff that would have been yellow sticker, but it didn't get to it quite, so they threw, and it'd be good stuff, I mean, bread and cakes and yogurts, it's perfectly good actually, and people were just sort of picking it out, and I think fair enough, but apparently it's illegal. So I don't think it's actually possible to do now. I think they're actually, a lot of these supermarkets, they actually cover over their dumps, but I do think that we need more laws in this country to enable supermarkets and any food producers to properly legally give stuff away when it's past its best before. Because I mean, I don't know about you, I'm the sort of person, unless it's actually walking out of the fridge on its own legs, as far as I'm concerned, it's okay to have. That's that's my view about that one. So yeah, come around to my dinner at my place anytime you like. We'll see what's coming out of the fridge. Free music. There's a website called Musicovery, so you can listen to music for free online. You get to choose what you listen to by mood, etc. Also, Last FM. That's one that allows you to listen to music for free. You create your own personalized streaming playlist. Also, Django. That does something similar as well. Because hey, why pay for Spotify? I personally, I love the radio. There are all sorts of radio stations online and podcasts as well, actual musical podcasts that you can listen to. So I do think there's a lot that's free. YouTube is a great place to watch music, apart from the adverts. Could do without those. And there's also something called, I haven't come across this, but anybody who's a Spotify user, there's something called Spotify Premium. And they run 6 months free for new users. So if you haven't done Spotify before, if you're not already registered, you could try Spotify. Have a look at Spotify Premium, see if they're still doing their 6 months free. Free cinema when it opens. There are some quite good ones. There's like See Film First. Has anybody done these? It's where basically it's a bit like mystery shopping, but for cinemas. And so See Film First, you get to see the films before they're released for free, and then you get emails with a screening code which you can enter into the website, and you get free tickets, which is really nice. Also, there's a website called Free Cinema Tickets. Am I going too fast, by the way? Sorry, are you all right to make the notes? Free cinema tickets and Free Movies UK. So they offer preview screenings. Might as well write it down now because they will open at some point. So it's worth knowing.
Is it co.uk or?
Good point. I've got, let's see, Free Movies UK. I'm just looking. It's fmuk.org.uk.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what it's called now. So it's a nice one. And again, actually, I don't know if they might actually be open now, but certainly used to be that you could go and be an audience for free at television recordings. I've done that in the past. BBC does it, ITV does it. They need audiences for things, Graham Norton or that type of thing. Obviously, all those, anything with an audience, they need you to be an audience. So if you go to the BBC website, you can apply for free tickets for TV and radio as well, recordings. It's quite a nice night out. It's just fun, particularly if it's, if you're a big fan of Graham Norton or whoever it is, you think, oh, good, and you can potentially go and get their autograph or whatever. Applause Store is another one. You can get, tickets for shows like The X Factor or that kind of thing. Another one is called SRO Audiences. Apparently they have tickets for Mock the Week. I like Mock the Week. Do you like Mock the Week, Peter?
I do, yeah. My friend was on it last week, actually. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Yes.
Alina, yeah.
Alan Carr, Chatty Man, All-Star Family Fortunes. And another one is called TV Recordings. So BBC
Lost
website.
in TV.
Sorry?
Well. Lost in TV.
Good, that one. Thank you. Lost in TV. Absolutely. I'm going to write that down because we haven't got that on the list. Lost in TV. So those are nice ones. Festivals. Does anybody go to festivals? I never do. No, I've no interest in festivals, but I know a lot of people love festivals. Again, once they start, you can get into those for free if you work for Oxfam. So when I say work for, if you do a bit of volunteering, Oxfam, they kind of have people who go to the festival and just sort of promote Oxfam basically. And you know, you do a bit of a shift promoting Oxfam, and then you can just hang out and enjoy the website, the festival. So you have to go to the Oxfam website to sign up for that. So you just go to their website and put festivals in, and yeah, you'll find that. Also online, there's you know, we've got an article which is linked to in those links that I put there, all about, you know, free stuff to do during lockdown. And Coursera is a really good one. Coursera has so many good courses. So that's Coursera, everything from literature to finance, all, you know, they're courses from all around the universities all around the world, so you can learn loads of stuff. There's also the Shore Academy. The Shore Academy helps you learn how to cook, cool stuff, you know, really good being a chef kind of stuff. And you could also learn a language with Duolingo. Duolingo, that's free, and it offers step-by-step simple lessons in Spanish, Japanese, all kinds of stuff. Possibly Vulcan.
There's also future.com where
What's
you can
it called?
futurelearn.com.
Futurelearn.com.
Yeah, where you can sort of like get into some university courses for free.
Brilliant.
And learn things that are of interest.
Oh, fantastic. That's really, isn't it marvelous? You know, I am really impressed by the fact that, you know, you and I, we could go to Harvard, you know, do a little bit of a course at Harvard or MIT and or the Sorbonne. It's marvelous. You can do, okay, it's, you know, you can't do the whole course maybe without paying, but you can get a lot of these lectures for free, can't you, Beryl, as you say?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've done many in the past. Okay, especially within the sort of medical field, which I'm interested in.
Oh, interesting. Yes. Which ones have you done then?
Pardon?
Which ones have you done in the medical field?
Oh, I did one on, again, I was particularly interested at the time on sort of like learning about, you know, how the liver works, etc.
Yeah.
And it was really fascinating, and various other ones as well to do with the anatomy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so that's, as you say, medical. You could learn technical stuff, you know, if you want to learn some more coding, I mean, all sorts of things to actually help you get a job later on, which is really nice.
What was that called again, please?
Sorry, say it again.
What was that one called again, please, with the courses?
Futurelearn.com.
Thank you.
That's really good. Yes, futurelearn.com. Also, the BBC website has a lot of free learning on it. You can learn a language, again, on the BBC website. So it's worth having a look at that, you know, learn a language, go to BBC. They've got, again, Japanese, Italian, French, German, all that kind of stuff.
I think Google have just set up a big, I don't know if it's called Google Academy or Google Learn.
Good point.
Again, to do with lockdown and the kids, they've put a lot of stuff on where you can just log in and do it for free, you know.
Yeah, excellent. That's a really good one. Yes, Google Learn. That would be lovely. Also, if you feel like a nice, fun virtual experience, there's lots online. Let's have a bit of a drink. If you're a Harry Potter fan, they've got a free escape room, which is themed around the series, which is quite a fun thing to do. And there's something called the Crimson Room. If you put that in your search bar, the Crimson Room, which is a Japanese escape room. It's a kind of retro style game. And the idea is you've woken up drunk, locked in someone else's bedroom, and you need to get out before the time is up. So, you know, if you've got a spare half hour and you're wondering what to do with yourself, get out of a Japanese escape room. Why not? You can visit the Grand Canyon or, you know, anywhere via Google Earth, have a little travel. You know, if you're wanting to do some more travel and you can't, like most of us, go on Google Earth. It's free. Why not? And anybody got anything else fun that they do online? Any excuse me, lockdown freebies? In that case,
do a lot on Zoom nowadays, because, you know, sort of like there's lots of things to do, like getting on these webinars, etc., and just to keep the mental exercise going.
Absolutely. I think that is so important. I absolutely agree, because particularly if we're not getting out and getting sort of visual stimuli, seeing the, you know, same four walls all the time, we need to be getting something really intellectual, something, you know, creative, something that's going to get us thinking, learning, you know, curiosity, all of that. Oh, I'm just looking at the oh yes, just looking at the comments here. Oh, nice one, Liz. Yes, the Real Junk Food Project. I agree. Now that's Adam Smith, I think, isn't it? Because he and I follow each other on LinkedIn. He's done some good stuff. The Real Junk Food Project is, yes, it pay as you feel. Which is nice. Yeah. So you might just think, I don't feel like paying anything, but no, I think you pay a little bit. So yeah, have a little look at that. Yes.
Sorry,
now,
Jasmine. Sorry,
yes.
just to interrupt. I'd say the one in Birmingham. It's a pay as you feel concept is you can pay, it's a payment in kind, so you can either volunteer, bring your surplus.
Nice.
It's kind of anything in you could someone even when I kind of looked at it before, someone had even sung them a song. So it's just it's an alternative payment method.
Yes. How nice. That I think that's really good. Now budget, yes, you're saying, can I please put a copy of all this stuff that I've covered on the website? Yes. Everything that I'm saying, it's somewhere on the website. So if you go to the web link that I've put up there, up right at the top, and I'm just going to put it in again. This is you've got two. So you've got the two web links there. There's the one for the article, which has links to all of our freebies articles, which has all of this. And I've also put a link to our newsletter, because we do regularly have articles about free whatever, you know, in the newsletter. So do have a look there. Oh yes, Detta loves quizzes, absolutely, and there are loads online, and that's people are doing Zoom quizzes, aren't they? They're setting their own up, and there's some really good pub quizzes on YouTube. There's some rugby player. Does anybody know the rugby player who does these? Apparently, they're really good pub quizzes. So if you love quizzes, there are some really good ones on YouTube and online.
We don't see the link. Sorry, we don't see the link that you're posting. That you said we can't see it anywhere.
Have you not? That's
we can only see stuff in the chat.
Oh, I tell you what, that's the reason is because I realized I've actually sent it direct to Paul. So rather than giving it to everyone, I've sent it to Paul. That was clever. Well done, Paul. You've got it there. And so can you see that now? I've put it that should be right at the bottom to everyone.
I can see it now. Yeah.
So there are two of them there. Yeah, I hope that isn't too annoying. And Peter, you've got a couple of your friends on Free Room, and you can and YouTube comedy shows. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There are some really good ones there. So I see what Top Comedian has said there. That's Peter. And free exercise. Lots of now, obviously, the best way to get free exercise, go for a walk, which is what I like to do on a regular basis. I've got a park near me, so not everyone's got a park, but even actually at night, I do sometimes go and just walk around the hood. I quite like looking to other people's windows, and I like to have a nice walk. Bit of running. I'm not a runner. I'm built for comfort, not speed. But people who are runners, good on them. Nice. I'd like to become a runner, frankly. But one day. Housework. Brilliant way of getting exercise for free. Housework can kill if you do it right, apparently. But it's that's a nice way. And I do literally think to myself, I haven't got time to go for. I'll do some housework. That'll be nice and free exercise for me. But there is a load of online exercise classes now, such good ones. We've got a whole article on MoneyMagpie about free online exercise classes. Obviously there's Joe Wicks. Everybody's heard of Joe Wicks. I've actually never seen any Joe Wicks, but I feel like I know him because I keep hearing his name and all of that. There's now the one I have used because it's walking. I like walking. I can do walking. Is Leslie Sanson's Walk at Home, and those are really good. And she's like walk, 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 and walk, and you know all the usual stuff like that. And Pop Sugar Fitness. Now, who would have thought I don't know if anybody knows Pop Sugar, but it's, you know, it's kind of teen glamour stuff. So it's quite extraordinary that they have their own fitness thing, but they have. And apparently it's good if you're a more active exerciser and you're looking for some specific workouts. The NHS has the NHS Fitness Studio. And you'd think that would be a bit dull, but actually it's not bad at all. So they've got a catalogue of free exercise videos. They've got everything from 10-minute workouts to full-on 12-week fitness plan. And I'm told by a friend of mine who used to be on 40-day smoker that the NHS get out of smoking plan is really, really good. It stopped him smoking and it was free, as opposed to a lot of these, you know, expensive get rid of the smoking ones. So that's worth it. There's a woman called Danielle Pisa, and she's got a really good YouTube series, which is kind of dancer-size. And I like that. I like dancing. Thing is about exercise, I don't know about you, but if I'm not interested, I won't do it. And I like walking, I like dancing, I like cycling as well, and swimming. So anything that involves any of those, I would potentially do, and I'd potentially do it sort of regularly, more than just, you know, the first one and then get bored. So I thought, oh, I'll try that one. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's just so much online. So if you feel like exercising, those exercise videos, worth it. We're coming into the home stretch now. Golly, I mean, it's been, yeah, this is going to be at least an hour and a half webinar. So well done for sticking with it. We're going to move on to the next section, which is free cosmetics and clothes and stuff like that. There are quite a few things. Again, competitions are really good for getting free cosmetics. There are loads of competitions that cosmetics companies do. But also you can use something called Clicks Research. Has anybody done Clicks Research? Liz or Natasha, have you done Clicks Research? I would have thought you might, yeah. Or
I haven't done that one, no. Clicks Research, no.
It's that one, it's mystery shopping kind, where, you know, they send you stuff that, you know, could be cream, could be actually sometimes it's household stuff, could be washing up liquid or whatever, and you use it and then you write up, say what you think about it. Quite often it doesn't have the label, so you don't know where it's from, what make it is or whatever. So they'll just, you know, say, what do you think? Did it do what you wanted? Do you like the smell? All of that kind of thing. So Clicks Research, that's definitely one to try. It's called clicksresearch.com. That's the actual URL. Free dental work. Now, you know how expensive dental work can be, but you can actually get free dental work by going to some of the dental schools in the UK. Again, I'm not sure if they're actually doing it now. I suspect they may not be, but having said that, you know, if you're a dental student, you need to practice. Now, admittedly, you might think, student on my mouth, thank you very much. But it's like with hairdressers, you know, they're doing it, but they've got somebody overseeing you. And we've actually got a whole article on how to get free dental care. It's in that webpage in chat. So just or go on MoneyMagpie and just put free dental care and you'll find a whole quite long article all about where to go. And of course, free health check for dogs. So that's a nice little one there. You can, I put this one in, the PDSA, basically. The PDSA will give you free health check for your pets, which is quite a nice one. Anybody else got any ideas as to how to get free stuff? Free clothes, again, that's, you know, the the Freebie sites that I mentioned, like Gumtree, free stuff. I've given away bags of clothes and towels and all sorts of things. Paul, you love walking. Good man. You live in Kent. Oh, nice. Lots of lovely places to walk there. That's really, really nice. And go to North London. Excellent. Yes. And Beryl, you live in Bournemouth. Lovely. So an hour's walk on the beach. Fantastic. I think that's just great. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Fiona's gone, but good to see you. Now, finally, free advice. Free advice. There is lots, and I'm talking primarily free financial advice here, basically. There's Free Wills Month. That's every October and March. If you're over 55, you can get your will done for free. I say free, it does involve you giving a donation to a charity. It's either Mind, the Salvation Army, the National Trust, or Alzheimer's Research. So those are the ones at the moment that are offering free wills, but so long as you give a donation to one of those charities. At least 50% of this country is intestate. We do not have wills. I go, get a will, make a will. Don't give the money to the lawyers, make a will. In fact, I've got to make a will and update it every few years, about every 5 years or so. It's a good idea to do it. Also, if you're 55 or over, there is a free service that the government's giving, which is Pension Wise. And Pension Wise is essentially, you get a session. I mean, at the moment it's on the phone, where they can go through your pension options. They can go through, you can tell them what you've got in your pension, what you've got in your other investments. And they can say, right, probably best thing to do is go here, put your money there. And, do you realize that you're going to have to pay for quite a lot of years and all this sort of thing. So it's a really good free financial advice session. Speaking of free financial advice session, if you go to the web link that I've put in, I've got a web link for vouchedfor.com, where you can get a free session with a financial advisor, a proper financial advisor. And vouchedfor.com is a website full of financial advisors, basically, and they've all been rated by other people. Because you know what it's like accountants, financial advisors, they range from the brilliant to the criminally useless, in my view. So, it's one thing to say, I've got this financial advisor nearby, but you've no idea if they're any good. So with Vouched For, you can hear, what other people think of them. So it's worth having a look there. And of course, there is free debt advice, free debt management, always available. I'm actually patron of a charity called Community Money Advice, which is based in churches around the country, mostly Anglican churches, I think. And they're really good on debt advice and budgeting. Also, of course, Citizens Advice Bureau, Step Change, Christians Against Poverty, National Debt Line, PayPal. Shelter is good. If you ever have problems with anything to do with where you live, whether you rent or you own, you're just having problems paying the mortgage, you're having problems with your landlord, whatever, Shelter are a really good place to go for free advice. And so that's something I often mention to people. And those are all, really helpful places to go to for help with not just debt, but just sort of budgeting generally. And are there free health checks for cats budget? Yeah, if you go to the PDSA, they will give you free health check for your cat as well. And just pets generally, they're really good. So that, in a nutshell, gosh, nearly an hour and a half, no wonder I'm needing drinks of water, is how to live for free day to day. I am sure there is more. There is more out there. And what are we going to be doing on MoneyMagpie? We're going to be updating all of our freebies web articles to make sure they're more up to date. And I'll add in a few that are now Pro Insight. I like that one, Natasha. Lost in TV, I've forgotten about that. Futurelearn.com and Google Learn, these are all going to go in my articles, and let us know, anytime you hear of something good that you think we ought to know, let us know either by emailing us or, put something on the discussion boards or get in touch via social media. All of that would be great. Any questions or points or anything to tell everybody before we?
I've got something to add. Just if you're NHS, then obviously there's loads of freebies, loads and loads and loads.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, there's loads. There's an NHS site. It's I'll get it.
Yeah,
That-
do.
Where you can just get you can get loads of
Free
there's
stuff.
lots of things.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of discounts, lots of, let me just get it quickly. Lots of
course.
even like Halfords are doing a free car check and stuff like that. I got that the other day.
Oh no, do you work for the NHS?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yes, that's good.
www.england.nhs.uk. That one has a list of lots of places that are doing stuff. And then also Teddy's clothes. What? Teddy's Cash for Clothes. I used it once.
Yes.
So much times I've just like put clothes, given clothes away and stuff.
Right.
They actually give you, it's not a ridiculous amount, but I got £6 for maybe just like a
Nice.
whole big bag, or I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe 2 bags, but it was better than just getting nothing. If you want, it's like 50p per something.
Exactly.
Something like that.
It's better than nothing, as you say, if you're going to be giving it away.
Better than nothing if you're going to just put it in the clothes bank or whatever. It's 50p per kg.
Oh,
and they'll
right.
give you
Yes.
they'll give you money for the clothes.
What was that NHS one you said, the website?
It is it's www.england.nhs.uk.
Oh, interesting. England.nhs.co.uk. Right, that's good to know. Okay, because we do actually on MoneyMagpie, we do have quite a lot of nurses and doctors and, you know, quite a few NHS people. And so, I mean, you know, they may know about it already, but it's good to know. And I should imagine there's a lot more there now than there was before. Yeah.
Lots of stuff like exercise stuff. Hold on, no, there's lots of. Sorry, I forgot what I said now. The pressure of saying it quick. There was one more thing I was going to say. I can't remember. I'm scared now.
No, but that's brilliant, Natasha. Thank you very much indeed. Paul, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, and worth delaying dinner. Yeah, I know what you mean. I haven't had my dinner yet. I'm going to go off and have a bit of quiche from Mark's. A bit of quiche and salad, I think. So that's been great. I'm going to be doing more webinars. I will be doing some free webinars. I'm also doing investing webinars. I've got one, I think it's next week or the week after. I'll have to have a look. It's only a tenner and it's an introduction to actual proper investing, getting onto the stock market. Absolute ladybird book. Investing 101 couldn't be simpler. I'm doing that and it's only going to be a tenner, so come and join that. It'll be in the newsletter, so if you're not on the newsletter already, do sign up. We'll be telling you about, you know, more free and paid for webinars, and it's going to be fun. Thank you so much for coming. It's been really lovely to have you all. Lovely to see you all.